Okay, so the false card you've got for your past is the Page of Wands. Okay, this feels quite confusing to me. It feels like someone was confusing you. It feels like someone was confusing a lot of people, actually. I'm getting lots and lots of different facets of someone's personality, actually. I'm getting immaturity, immature energy. I'm getting something about this person that's really magnetizing as well, like the immature, magnetizing, very strange combination. Yeah, they can attract people to them. They attract, yeah, this is what I'm getting. They attract people that want to help them. Very immature, and they make people feel like, oh, the poor person, they can't do this, they can't do that. But they're magnetizing, they're amazing. All they need is a chance. I should help them, and oh, they're wonderful, and they make me feel amazing. So very, very confusing, a lot of different sets of their personality, or different parts of their personality, I should say. Very confusing. And this is someone who's never quite gets himself together. And I think that's another reason why people think they want to help this person. Lots of things, very strange combination of things. But I think what's really standing out for me here is the magnetism, the magnetic. People are compelled to be around them, rescue them, all that kind of thing, and care about them and do things for them. And yeah, make excuses for them. That's the big one. People are compelled to make excuses for them. And I think you were one of those people. I think you were attracted to them. I think you were in a relationship with this person. And you ended up making lots of excuses for them, excuses in your head. Because you wanted this to work. You wanted it to work with them. So you made all these excuses. Oh, it's not that bad. They didn't mean to do that. Oh, it's really okay. They just need a chance, really. They've had a bad background. They've had this problem. And, oh, they've got this other person out to get them. They always have people out to get them, this person. I see that as well. So you're very, very, very confused by all these different conflicting parts of their personality. But still, you had this magnetic kind of attraction to them, and they do this to lots of people. They really do, whether that's in love connections, whether that's friends. They have lots of these people around them, all attracted to them, all helping them, all kind of feeling for them and saying, oh, I'll give you a chance, I'll help you, you can stay with me, you can do this, all that kind of thing. And so yeah, you're in a relationship with this person, and I think definitely just toward the end there was a turning point, because you had all these excuses in your head, and this is on one side of your head. You were like, oh, they didn't really mean that, and all these kind of excuses. And then on the other side you had the evidence that things weren't right, something was wrong, you're in an unfair situation. Because you've got justice right in the middle here, and obviously that can be about weighing things up, this side, that side, all that kind of thing. And I think that's what you're doing. And I think one day the tipping point was that the evidence was just bigger and heavier than the excuses, and so it tipped you over the edge. I was like, no, the evidence is so big and so huge, I can't ignore it anymore. It's right in front of my face. I can make all the excuses in the world, and it doesn't stand up to all the evidence I'm seeing. So you just realise that, and I think that was when it was over, really. Even though I think it took you some time for it to really officially be over, I think that was the moment that it was actually over. That's what I'm getting. So it feels like you've still got a little bit of this hurt in you. You're still hurting a bit from this. Because, you tried so hard. This is what I'm getting. I really tried. I'm just looking at this page, and he's looking up to the top of this wand. It's a lot taller than him, and he's saying, can I do this? Can I do this? So that's what you're like. You're like, well, can I do this? Can I save this? Am I good enough to save this? So, yeah, I just want to say this, if this is you. Don't measure your worth in whether you could save this or not. It has nothing to do with you. It's to do with them and their behaviour. It's nothing to do with your worth. If you could have saved this, it doesn't mean you're any better than if you couldn't. And I think you're better out of this anyway. I think your self-esteem and your self-worth is going to grow much, much bigger, much, much stronger while you're out of this. Don't worry about that. Don't measure your self-worth on whether you could save this or not. I don't want you to do that, because I don't think anyone could have saved someone like this, because they've got all these different people around them. They've got all these different facets of their personality. They're very confusing. There's someone who you need to make excuses for. You shouldn't have to be with someone that you need to make excuses for, but you were. So think of that if you ever feel like that. Did they have to make excuses for you? No. So look at your self-worth. Look at your self-worth on those terms. Look at how you were in this relationship. Think about that. Okay, yeah, I hate seeing this. I think, yeah, there are other people around this person. I'm seeing people, not person, not just one person. Not necessarily. It may have been, it may not have been. I can't quite see this, but it doesn't necessarily mean they had full-on relationships with all these different people. But it feels borderline to me. And I think you could sense this when you're with them. It's like they always had people around them, always ready to help them, doing all these things for them, feeling sorry for them, feeling attracted to them in that kind of magnetic way. And they let it happen. And they were happy to let people do things for them. And they were happy to let people wonder, have I got a chance with them? Can I actually be with them? Can I be in a relationship with them? There's that kind of borderline, blurred line thing going on there. And of course, if you said to them, what's this person talking to you for? Why are you talking to them? What's that about? They're just friends. What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Are you paranoid? What's the matter with you? It was always brought back onto you, and that made you even more stressed out and confused. So don't ever feel as if any of this is your fault, or don't measure your worth by this. Absolutely do not do that. So yeah, obviously with this Three of Wands, it's a breakup, and so it's happened, it's over. Again, there's still some hurt in you, I can see that. The other thing I'm seeing in this Page of Wands is you are like a backbone to them. That's what this wand looks like, and he's kind of leaning on the wand, and they lent on you. They lent on you. You were their backbone. You did all this for them, and I think at the beginning they were grateful for that. I think at the beginning, I can't say beginning, at the start I'll say, they were grateful. But I think after a while they just expected this from you. They expected more and more, and this is how they're like with other people as well. They expect things from people, and they get it. They get it. That's the thing that makes me angry. I don't want to think about this because it makes me really angry, actually. And yeah, look at the imbalance between these people in the Six of Pentacles. You did all these things for them, and all they gave you was all this confusion. That's what I'm getting. I don't think you want this person back at all, but I think you're still processing this. I think you're still processing it, because it was a very, very hard time, very confusing time. Took you a long time to work your way through this. I think you probably still are. You might be feeling a little bit lost right now, actually lost inside yourself. Like, oh, I just don't feel like I fit in. I feel really, I can't find my way. I can't find my own way. I'm so used to being around this person. I'm so used to being around them, thinking about what they want, thinking about what they're going to say, thinking about them first thing in the morning. It's so hard now I'm by myself. I've only got myself to think about, and I just feel so lost. That's what I'm getting. You're finding your way back, though. You're finding your way back to yourself. That's what I'm getting. I know that sounds a bit cringy, but it's true. That's what you're doing. Again, this page, when I'm looking at this page, he's not fitting into his surroundings, because he's wearing all these winter clothes, but he's in the middle of the desert, so he's not fitting into where he is. And I think for you right now, that might be how you're feeling. Very uneasy, not fitting in, not knowing where you are in the world because you're so used to having them around. It feels like more than that for me, though. It feels like you're a bit uncomfortable, maybe uncomfortable in your own skin. Yeah, do you know what this feels like? It feels like you're right at the beginning of a really big change, actually. Usually, big changes come from lots of problems, and I think that's what might be happening to you. I actually think you might be, this might really sound strange for some people, I think you're at the start of a really, really big change. It actually feels a bit like a spiritual change. So if that's how you're feeling, kind of uncomfortable in your own skin, where do I fit in? I don't belong anymore. I don't feel right. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but it's just a feeling. I don't feel right inside myself and outside and everywhere. I think that's the start of a big change that's coming up for you. It's a spiritual change, a spiritual kind of transformation. Okay, this is something else I just want to say. This is another sign. If you look at your surroundings and they feel different to you, or your space feels different and it looks different. For example, you can be in the same space for years. You can be bed in the same place, bookshelf in the same place, door in the same place, everything's in the same place. Been like that for years, hasn't changed. And then suddenly you wake up and you look and it looks different. It's like, this looks different. This whole room looks different, it feels different. That can be another sign, because it's like things are transforming, things are moving around for you, they're changing, they're feeling different for you. I think the biggest sign of any kind of ascension or spiritual change, it's coming out of hurt, coming out of a very, very serious hurt. Heartbreak, something like that, or some very big thing. Sometimes people come out of accidents. Sometimes people come out of really horrible, traumatic things. Heartbreak is a very traumatic thing. So people quite often transform out of things like that. And when you're going through something like that, of course, at the beginning, it feels horrible. It's almost like you can't stand to be inside yourself sometimes. That's the feeling I'm getting. If that's you, I think you're at the start of some kind of very, very big transformation. I don't want to say much more about this, but yeah, have a look at the King of Swords. Look at the King of Swords over there in your future. There's this beautiful big butterfly just over this king's head. And, if you think about a butterfly, it's in a cocoon. And just as it's about to come out, it starts feeling really uncomfortable. It's like, I'm too big to be in this space. I need to get out. I need to get out. I need to get out. I'm uncomfortable. If I stay here, I'm going to burst. That's how it is for you. You're transforming. And when you become a butterfly, you're going to be freer in yourself. I really, really hope that makes sense to someone. I hope it doesn't sound too crazy to everyone else, that it doesn't resonate with. If it is making sense to you, yeah, that's what this is. If you feel like that, I think that's what this is. Okay, so the first card you've got for your present is this Ace of Swords. So this is a really fantastic card. It can be a harsh card, but I think with what I'm getting here, with this kind of spiritual transformation, ascension, whatever this is, it's a positive card to me. That's what I'm getting. Okay, lots and lots of things. I'm getting lots of different things in this card. I'll try and go through each thing if I can. I'll try and make some sense out of this. So, okay, so one thing I'm getting is, you've got this and you've got the King of Swords. And both of these cards are about clarity. Clarity, realization, seeing the true reality of things. And seeing the true reality of things can hurt sometimes. Swords can hurt you. It can hurt when you finally see the reality of things. That's why people lie to ourselves. That's why we make excuses for people. That's what you were doing. Because it's hard to see the reality. It's hard. That's why people drink. That's why they take drugs. That's why they become addicted to things. Because they don't want to face the reality. If they face the reality, it's hard. But the only way we can move forward, the only way we can move forward with our lives and ourselves, and we can transcend, which is what you're doing here, I think, if this is all making sense to you, the only way we can do that is to see clarity, see it for what it is. I actually think, I don't know if I should say this or not, but I am going to say this. I think as a world collective, we're going through that right now. We're seeing the clarity of situations in the world. Again, swords can hurt. Swords can hurt. It's not nice to see these things. It's not nice sometimes. Reality can be very, very hard. But we need to see that to get through that, to get through the other side, to become the butterfly. So, yeah, the other thing is everyone I've ever known that's had a true spiritual ascension, awakening, whatever like that, it's come, whatever that is, or whatever it is, it's come out of heartbreak. It's come out of hurt. That's why the best teachers aren't necessarily the most qualified ones. You can have all the letters after your name. You can have read every book in the whole library. It doesn't mean you're going to be the best teacher. The best teachers are the people who have been through things. So if you're still hurt, if you're working through everything that happened, it looks like you are, it's for a reason. This is something you have to go through. You have to go through this in your heart, in your mind, and you have to know the truth. You have to confront the truth. Confront. That's a funny word. So yeah, you've got to confront the truth, and that's how you're going to come out the other side. You know, quite often, I'm not saying you're going to be a reader, but quite often that happens to readers. There are so many readers on here, and the way they've come, the path toward them deciding to read on here and any other wherever else they're reading, is because they've had heartbreak in their lives. They've had some tragedy, they've had some problem, and they've worked their way out of that, and out of that they become a teacher. So you see that all the time on here. If you find out about readers' personal stories, you'll often find they've come out of some kind of terrible thing that's happened to them, and that's how they've ascended. So that's just a side thing I was seeing there. So I just want to say that. So, okay. The other thing I'm getting here is there are two different people talking to you. Two separate kinds of people. Now, they feel the complete opposite, actually. Completely opposite. And that's what this card can be about, complete opposites. So one of these people I'm seeing coming to talk to you, it feels like you already know them. It feels like you've had conversations with this person. It feels like you've had some very deep conversations with them, actually. Yeah, a meeting of minds. That's what I'm getting. Meeting of minds. Meeting of minds. Swords can be about words, eloquence. It can be about writing. Very, very deep connection through words. It can be about that. It feels very, very deep to me. It's almost like... you know, it's like when you talk to this person, you've both got your mask off. Not the sort of mask we all have to wear. The actual mask we all carry around. Everyone does it. Everyone goes outside the house and has a certain kind of mask on to a certain extent. But with this person, I think when you've been talking to them, you both had your masks off. You can be yourself. I'm seeing some very deep topics coming out between you. It might be that you haven't actually met yet. It might be that you're talking online, or it might be that you haven't met them for a long time. A lot of this communication is just word communication. It's not face-to-face. It's not physical communication. It's not physical touch or anything like that. I'm just getting conversations. But what I am getting here is there is potential love here. There's absolutely potential love. And so if you're connecting with someone like that, if you're just having conversations with them and you're feeling a connection building, you're feeling that deep connection between them, you're having very deep conversations, which is what Cancer loves. You love deep conversations. This has the potential to be a really, really good connection, a very long-lasting connection. Look at this, you've got the Four of Wands right next to this. Long-lasting connections, even marriage, if that's what you're into. Not everyone is. So yeah, lots and lots of beautiful potential here between the two of you. Really opening up, I'm getting that. A very gradual, very slow opening up, but it is going to happen. And I think one of you is going to come out eventually and tell the other about your feelings. And I think then things are going to progress from there. That's what I'm getting. So yeah. And also, I think with you going through this process, this spiritual process, I really think this is someone who's going to understand you on that deep level, or at least try to. They're going to want to talk to you about that. And that's what you're going to need. After you've been through this process, or even as you're in the middle of this, you're going to have to be around someone who connects with you on that very deep level, because nothing's going to be enough for you after you've been through this process. No shallowness, no messing around, nothing that this ex was like. None of that is going to come near to what you need. You're going to need a lot more. And I think you're going to get it from this person. Yeah, and you've got the Two of Cups down there. Obviously, deep talking, deep connections. You've got that caduceus there. That can be about intertwining conversations, growing through conversations, deep closeness coming out of that. So, yeah. Okay, so just something I want to say about this Justice card in the middle here. I'm getting this feeling of not quite being able to see everything. I'm getting blurred lines here. And I think this is coming up to show you the difference between these two, I think, because I think this is about this ex. I think this is a warning, but I think you already know. I don't think you need this warning, but it's there anyway, I think. So all these people around this ex, you know, I think there's a lot of stringing along, actually. It's like they're all around this ex and they're thinking, this person, and they're thinking, oh, if I get close, if I do this for them, oh, look at the way they looked at me, look at the way they spoke to me, oh, look at the way they flirted, oh, I've got a chance, I can get closer. They've got all these people on a string, all doing things for them. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to come into contact with you, or they're going to try to, and they're going to try to get you to be one of these people on a string. And I think that's what the warning is. So, you do not want to be in that category. You deserve way better than that. And I think because you're going through this process, you're not going to stand for that at all. You're not even interested in anything like that. Because, look at this Justice card. Look at this woman here. There's a curtain behind this woman. You know what's behind this curtain. You know the reality of this. You know the truth of this person. These other people don't know that. So, yeah, I don't think you know. I don't think you're going to have anything to do with this person, really. I don't even think you're going to be their friend. I really don't. I don't even think you're going to want to talk to them, really. Because what's the point? What's the point of dealing with this person? And I think any talks you have with this person are just going to feel ridiculous. When you think about these other talks you're having with this person in the Ace of Swords. I mean, you can't even compare them. You really, really can't. That's what I'm getting now. I hope that makes sense to you. So yeah, there's a warning, but I really don't think you need the warning. I really don't. Okay, so the first card you've got for your future is this amazing Four of Wands. Beautiful card. So yeah, again, why would you go back to that, all that confusion and all that kind of thing, when you've got this? You've got the Four of Wands. This is probably one of the best cards you could ever get in this whole deck of cards. Beautiful, beautiful card. So with this person who's talking to you, to me, it feels like you haven't totally opened up to them yet. They haven't opened up to you yet, or you haven't realised that there is actually love there. I think you're feeling something. I think they are, because you're connecting on that very deep level. It hasn't bloomed yet. It's like a little bud. It hasn't opened yet. That's what I'm getting between you. Very beautiful. So I think they're going to open up to you first. I actually think it's going to take a little bit of time for you to really open up properly to them. Because if you look at this card, you've got these two women on the other side, and they're waving and they're saying, come through, come closer, but you're not actually doing that yet. You're still quite far away from them. So I think it's going to take some time, and I think they're going to be the ones that are going to kind of be waving at you like these women and saying, come closer, come closer. They're going to encourage you. And, with this King of Swords as well, obviously that's about guarding yourself, being very careful. So you're still in that kind of mode, and you're probably going to be like that for a while, but I think gradually you'll get closer.